Hey y'all, it's Tia Cherie here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back again to check out another video. If you are new here or if you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so that you can get notified every time I upload a new video. And what are we talking about on this week's video? This week, we are all about business. How to start a business. It's 2021. I know you have that idea that's probably been brewing for the last couple of months, or maybe there's something that you started recently and not really sure if you did it right, or maybe you want to start a business in the near future. If any of those apply to you and you're looking to get a business started in 2021, then this is the video for you. So make sure you guys keep watching and stay tuned. So now, it seems as though everyone and their mama has a business, whether they just started their business recently due to the pandemic, maybe unfortunately they might have lost a job and had to pivot, or maybe they just had a side hustle that you're looking to make extra income from and you want to start a business. Whatever your story is, it's all right. I'm here to help you. Now, when you think about starting a business, there are so many things that come to mind. There is a bunch of stuff that you have to do, have to plan for, have to think about. There's taxes, there's money, there's inventory, there's marketing, there's branding. It's just so many different things when it comes to starting a business. And in this video, we're going to keep it really simple, and I'm going to give you 3 things to think about when you want to start a business. Now, this is what is going to help you kind of get your plan in place and help you to get to launching. Now, this is just going to be a general video, so if you guys would like something that is more in depth, just let me know down in the comments below, and I'll be happy to go more in depth and do a more in-depth video for you. But this is just going to be a general overview of the things that you should think about when it comes to starting a business. So the first step in starting a business is planning it. Obviously, this is the biggest step. Regardless of launching, marketing, anything else, you need to have a solid plan. How does the saying go? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Exactly. And that is so true when it comes to business. You have to make a plan. You have to really take a moment, sit down, write out a business plan. Now, it can be something formal. So if you're looking to do something more formal, you can definitely check out Google. They'll have 1,000 different templates on how to write out a business plan. If you're looking for something that's already kind of mapped out for you and you can kind of go in and jot your own information in and plug in what you need to plug in to kind of give you a better idea, that's definitely an option. Or if you want to do something informal, like just writing down your plans in a notebook or jotting it down in your notes app on your phone, whichever is okay. You don't necessarily need a formal business plan, so don't let that stop you from getting started, but it can help you if you don't know exactly what it is that you want to do or how to formulate your idea. So the first step is planning it. Now, when you think about planning it, you need to plan down to the littlest thing, like literally the littlest thing. But when you're first starting, what you should think about is the general picture. So basically, are you going to have a product-based business or are you going to have a service-based business? Those are 2 things that you need to consider, because obviously that would then change what you need to do going forward. So whether you are going to do a product or a service, either way, you still have to make sure that you have a clear understanding of how to move forward. So when you're thinking about planning, say for instance, you are going to have a product-based business. You need to plan for what type of product are you going to have? Do you need to have an inventory? Is this something that's going to be handmade? Is this something that you need to buy from a vendor? If you're doing a service-based business, is this something where you're going to physically have to be in contact with clients like a hairdresser or a nail technician? You also have to figure out, whether it's a product or a service, what customer or clientele problem are you solving? That is what a business is about. It's essentially about solving a problem. So if you have a business idea that's not really going to solve any type of issue or problem for a customer or a client, then you really probably don't have a business. Most businesses are in the realm of problem solving. And if you don't have any business in mind just yet, this is a great step for you to do. Just think about some of the common problems problems you may have? What is missing in the market for you? Is there maybe a product that you would like to make? Maybe, for instance, you have very sensitive skin and you find that all of the products that are on the shelves only make your sensitive skin break out. So maybe you can look to formulate something where it helps your skin, therefore possibly helping other people with sensitive skin. Simple. It's not that simple, because if it was that simple, then everybody would be doing it. But that's kind of what you need to think about when you're thinking about starting a business. And now also, when you think about the planning stage, you need to think about the financials, which is super, super obviously important. It costs money to make money. We all know that. If you are in a business, or if you are starting a business, you know that it's going to cost you money, whether you are in a product-based business and you have to buy the products, or if you're in a service-based business and you have to pay for classes or licensing to do the service. You need to think about the money that you're going to put into your business. Is this something where you're going to fund it yourself? Is this something where maybe you're going to look to see if you can get investors to fund it? Is this something where maybe you're going to take out a business loan in order to fund it? These are all things that are important in the planning stage, because if you don't plan for these things here, it's going to be impossible for you to move on to the next steps. Most of us are literally just starting our businesses with the money that we have in our bank account, or the little bit of money that we have in our bank account. So we don't necessarily need to be too in depth, but it's still very important to sit down and think about the financials. And when you're thinking about the financials, some of the things that you should keep in mind is what it's going to take to run your business. One of the other things that you need to think about in the planning stage is what it is that you need to actually get the business off the ground. So for instance, if you are having a service-based business, are there any classes that you need to take? Is there any licensing that you need to get? Those are things to keep in mind, because obviously if you're going to have to then go to school to learn how to do this and then get licensed, you have to factor that into your time frame from before you can actually launch. You have to factor that into the money aspect with paying for the classes. You just have to factor that in. You can't necessarily just launch. Like for instance, if you were just having a product-based business, maybe you made some type of homemade skincare in your kitchen, it's a lot less that you have to do to get started. So you need to factor that into your planning stage as well. What it is that you need to do to actually get the business off the ground and ready to go. Because again, without planning for these things in the future, it's going to mess up the following steps. So when you're just thinking about planning, really take a moment to sit down, write out your business from A to Z, the name, what type of business it's going to be, what problem it's going to solve, what your website is going to look like, what are your brand colors going to be, how are you going to market this business, is it a product that you're going to be selling, is it a service that you're going to be doing, is there any business things that you need to pay for, like things like that are what you need to have in the planning stage. Now that was again just a general overview, but you get the point. We don't want to make this video super long, but you get the point. Just really sit down and have a moment and think these things through. And again, if you're not really sure where to start, you can Google a business plan or a business plan template, and it will help you answer some of these questions if you are not really sure what to do, or if maybe you feel like what you wrote down is kind of too general and not in depth enough. Step number 2 is make it or do it. Now, whether you have a product-based business or a service-based business, this is the step where you're taking that idea and everything that you wrote down and kind of planned out and actually bringing it to fruition. You're not quite ready to launch just yet, but this is the step where you're going to take that research that you've done and take those plans and actually start to build out this business so that you can launch. So in the first step, you did your research, right? So if you're opening up a clothing boutique, this is this time where you start to reach out to those vendors, get sample inventory, and you start to receive some of the product that you wish to sell in your boutique. So this is the step where you are going to get the actual merchandise and start marketing it. Maybe you're going to post pictures on Instagram or post pictures on your social media. Maybe you're just going to try the clothes on for yourself, see if you like the quality, see how it fits, see if it's something that you would want to buy if you were the consumer. This is the step where you start to build with your future clients and customers. This is where you start to market everything. This is where you kind of get to show them what it is that they can expect from you once it is time to launch your business. Just make them start to get comfortable with your business, what it is that you can offer them, what problem it is that you can solve for them, so that way when you make it to the next step, they're ready to spend that coin. Step number 3, launch it. Now, this is where the fun really begins. This is where you are taking all of your ideas, all of the work that you've been putting in these last couple months, and really bringing it to the forefront. Now it's time to make those dollars. Now, launching in itself is a production. It can be a very difficult thing, but it's obviously the most rewarding, because now all of that work that you've put in, now you actually get to start selling to your clients or getting clientele that you get to service. So this is where the fun really begins. But when you think about launching, you should really think about a few things. How is it that you're going to do your launch? I would advise that you don't just spring this on people all of a sudden and just hope for a good return. With launching, you need to start to build from the make it or do it stage and build that anticipation up for when your products or services will go live. So this way, by the time that they do, your clients and your customers are ready and willing to give you those coins. So what I would suggest is, if you have a date in mind, which you should from your planning stage, you should always think about when it is that you want to launch. So what you would think about is how far in advance you want to start marketing for your launch. Now, hopefully your launch is super successful, but if it's not, that's okay too. Don't get too down and don't get too discouraged. Sometimes it just takes people a little bit longer to grasp an idea or to be ready and willing to give you their coin. And that's okay. All of that means is you just need to step it up when it comes to your marketing, and you just need to consistently show up. Sometimes people need to see things 5, 6, 7, 8 times before they buy it. So that means you just need to stay consistent in what it is that you're doing. So don't worry if your launch isn't the biggest launch. Just be happy that you actually took your ideas from just an idea to an actual business. You have all the time in the world to grow. So just don't be too hard on yourself if your launch isn't the greatest thing ever. Now, if you have a great launch, don't stop there. Keep that momentum going. Keep showing up. Keep marketing your product. Keep doing whatever it is that worked in the first place to make sure that you can continue to grow your business. And there you have it. Those are the steps to starting a business. Step number 1, plan it. Step number 2, make it or do it. Step number 3, launch. And that's all you really need to do. Now, make sure if there's something that you're looking to do or an idea that you've been sitting on, this is your sign and this is your time to take that idea and turn it into a business. You got this. Don't doubt yourself. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like it and comment below and share it with anyone that you know that may be looking to start a business in 2021. And that's it. So I hope to see you guys on the next video. Talk to you soon. Bye.